Hello and welcome to another episode of Property Ponderings, the podcast where we dig deep into the world of property buying, selling and renovating, giving you property advice to ponder. My name is Craig Nichol, your host, and I'm a licensed real estate agent in Melbourne, Australia with over 15 years of property experience as an agency owner, property investor, renovator, town planner, salesperson, auctioneer and buyer's agent. I want you to make better property buying, selling and renovating decisions to build the future you are chasing. Today we're talking about how stress impacts property decisions, specifically how stress plays a significant role in the fast-paced property market and ways to manage decisions or decision making under pressure. Now, the property market is often intense with multiple parties vying for the same property. There's deadlines to meet and financial commitments weighing heavily. It's no surprise that stress can overwhelm even the most experienced buyers or investors. But letting stress take the driver's seat can lead to costly mistakes. So let's explore how this happens and what you can do to mitigate the pressure. So why stress impacts decision making? Buying property, whether it's a home to live in or an investment, is one of the biggest financial commitments most people will ever make. Combine that with your auction day nerves, fear of overpaying, or fear of missing out, and you have the perfect recipe for stress. The stress response activates your body's fight or flight system, which may be helpful in dangerous situations, but it can impair clear thinking when you need it the most. Studies in psychology, including those cited by the Journal of Consumer Research, show that stress narrows our focus, reducing our ability to see the bigger picture. This often leads to tunnel vision, where buyers may zero in on one aspect of a property, like its aesthetic appeal, while overlooking more critical factors like long-term investment potential or hidden repair costs. Michael Yardney, one of Australia's top property investment experts, often warns that emotional decisions are rarely good investment decisions, highlighting that stress tends to amplify our emotional biases, making it harder to stick to rational plans. Now, the good news is that understanding how stress affects you can help you manage it better. So firstly, let's talk about the fear of missing out. Now, a prime example of stress-induced decision-making is FOMO, especially in competitive markets like Melbourne and Sydney. When buyers see properties selling quickly, they feel pressured to act fast, often leading to impulsive purchases. This fear of missing out can make people overlook due diligence or stretch beyond their financial limits. We also see the fear of missing out in interstate areas, maybe such as Perth at the moment, where people are trying to jump in because the prices are rising. People are trying to jump in there, and that's that fear of missing out. According to Kate Bakos, an award-winning buyer's agent, the sense of urgency can cause buyers to feel like they need to act now or miss the opportunity forever. This is often not the case. The market is always moving, and rushing into a decision without fully considering the long-term implications can lead to buyer's remorse. The second situation we have to think about is auction pressure. For many, the auction process is one of the most stressful aspects of buying property. The competitive atmosphere, the fast pace, and the fear of losing out can make you bid higher than you intended. In fact, a study by Domain revealed that 30% of Australian buyers felt they paid more than planned due to auction pressure. Auction day adrenaline can lead to emotional bidding wars where buyers stop thinking about what they can afford and focus more on winning. The third type of stressful situation to think about is financial stress. So there's no denying that the property is a significant financial undertaking, and the fear of overcommitting or taking on too much debt can cause high levels of stress. Worrying about mortgage repayments or future market downturns can cloud your judgment. This can lead some buyers to either rush into a decision to get it over with or to avoid making any decision at all, which can also be costly in a rising market. Let's look at some strategies to manage and make some better choices. So firstly, you need to have a clear plan. One of the best ways to combat stress is to go into the process with a solid plan. Know your budget, have your financing in place, and define your must-haves. And deal breakers before you even start looking at properties. As Pete Wargent, a leading property commentator, advises, set clear criteria based on your long-term goals. So this helps to remove a lot of the guesswork and reduces the chance of getting swept up in emotional decisions. When you have a clear plan, you're less likely to make snap decisions under pressure and more likely to stay focused on what matters most, whether it's the rental yield, the future growth potential, or lifestyle factors for your property. The second tip is to take breaks and set time limits. In a fast-moving market, it's tempting to keep scrolling through listings, attending inspections, and obsessing over every new property that hits the market. But this can lead to decision fatigue, which is when your ability to make sound decisions deteriorates due to mental exhaustion. Psychologists often recommend taking regular breaks to help reset the brain. Also, set limits for yourself, such as only viewing properties during specific hours and taking a day or two off from property searches each week. This will help reduce the sense of urgency and prevent burnout. The third tip is to get expert help. Engaging professionals such as buyer's agents or financial advisors can significantly reduce stress. A buyer's agent can act as an objective voice of reason, guiding you through the process and helping you avoid costly mistakes. We can handle negotiations, assess the property's true value, and even bid on your behalf at auctions, which removes a lot of that financial stress. Additionally, discussing your finances with a mortgage broker and financial advisor before entering the market can give you a clearer picture of what you can comfortably afford, preventing future financial stress. The fourth tip, use mindfulness techniques. Believe it or not, mindfulness can be a powerful tool in reducing stress during the property buying process. Techniques like deep breathing or meditation can help you stay calm and present, reducing the likelihood of making emotional decisions. Studies from the Harvard Business Review suggest that mindfulness improves decision-making by helping individuals focus on long-term goals rather than the short-term emotional response. Just taking 5 minutes before an auction or a property inspection to calm yourself down and get your head right can make a significant difference on how you approach high-pressure situations. Number 5, take your time. Even in fast-moving markets, it's essential to give yourself time to think. Don't rush into a decision because of the pressure from an agent or the fear of losing out. If you find a property you love, sleep on it before making an offer. As Margaret Lomas advises, there's always another property. So taking a step back gives you the chance to evaluate whether the property truly aligns with your financial and lifestyle goals. And the final tip is to keep the bigger picture in mind. Always remind yourself why you're buying in the first place. Whether it's securing a family home or building a property portfolio, keeping your long-term goals front and center can reduce the emotional highs and lows of the buying process. This broader perspective can help temper short-term stress and keep you focused on making smart, future-oriented decisions. So in summary, stress is a natural part of buying property, but by understanding its effects and using strategies to manage it, you can make better, more rational decisions. Stay calm, plan ahead and seek support when needed to ensure that you're not letting stress cost you tens of thousands of dollars or your peace of mind. Alright, that's the end of another episode of Property Ponderings. I hope that these tips can help you manage stress and make some smarter property buying decisions. If you want to discuss anything further from the podcast, or if you're wanting to get any tailored buying, renovating or selling advice, please feel free to contact me on 0400 122 081. We'll chat again soon. The information provided in this podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. While every effort is made to ensure the information shared is accurate and up to date, it may not apply to your specific circumstances. Listeners are advised to seek independent professional advice tailored to their personal situation before making any property, financial, or investment decisions. Nichol Buyer Advisory and Craig Nichol disclaim all liability for any decisions made based on the information discussed in this podcast. Property markets are dynamic and outcomes can vary depending on factors such as location, timing, and economic conditions. Always conduct thorough research and consult with trusted professionals before taking action. By listening to this podcast, you acknowledge and accept this disclaimer.